Hello, my name is Eric and I'm doing another one of my photography vlogs called One Body, One Lens, One Roll, One Day. I am here at the North Inlet Trail to Chippewa Lake. I've been here several times before, figured, sure, come on in, let's do it again. It's a nice hike, nice paths to hike, nice dog walk, nice nature area. There's the lake, there's birds, there's trees, a whole bunch of stuff going on. Today's camera is my Pentax LX. You've seen this guy several times before, but I do have a unique film and a different lens. Today's lens is the Pentax Super Takumar 55mm f2 screw mount lens. Now, it's a screw mount lens, but this is a K mount body, so I do have a K to screw mount adapter, and it is on this lens. Now, I can't shoot in the auto aperture settings. This lens does not have that control, but I can shoot in aperture priority with step down metering from the lens, and the camera should pick a shutter speed accordingly. Today's film is Film Photography Project's Sonic 25. It is a very high contrast orthochromatic black and white. Now, most black and white's panchromatic. Panchromatic just shoots black and white in total grayscale. Orthochromatic is not red sensitive, which I believe means that anything that is red, and there's a red barn near here, should go black. Like if you're using a red filter to block off all the red. So kind of has that high contrast to it. This is a roll of 24 exposure. Most film photography project is 24 exposure stuff. It is kind of windy, so if you hear the breeze in the mic, I apologize, but maybe I can do this. Okay. Remember when loading these old cameras, there's those sprockets at the take-up spindle, and I like to go one full loop around so that way I know it's not going to come off. Sometimes I lose a shot, but I would rather lose a shot than lose the entire roll because it's slipping off. Okay, so now stop down metering is working, which means I've got the lens instead of the A and M mode, I've got it in M mode. All right, let me go down the path. Let me see what I can get. All right, so as can happen, check your batteries. My motor drive batteries just died on me, which is fine because I would rather have my motor drive batteries die on me than my microphone batteries or my camera batteries or my video camera batteries. Nice thing is it's just some AA batteries. I do have some in the car, so if I decided to, yeah, I could go replace them, but you know, I just turned off the motor drive. I'm just going to hand crank it, do it the old manual way. Nice thing about the grip is it does offer an extra place for your hand to go, and there's a nice grip on Pentax LX cameras. All right, remember to make sure you test your batteries before you go out in long shoots and stuff like that. But again, it was just my motor drive, so no big deal. All right, let me see what else I can get. Nice thing about some of these older lenses is that they have a very long focus throw. So from maximum distance, let's say infinity, all the way to minimum distance, you're talking 3/4 of the way around. So yeah, I can really fine tune my focus. If you adapt these to a video camera, you can do some very nice focus drift with it. Pentax SMC Takumar glass. Some video guys are really hunting for some of that stuff, so it's really cool. This is more the standard 55 f2, very common on some of the Spotmatics or the SP cameras. The Kama 50f2 I'm not as impressed with. I know that to me that was more of a kind of a soft lens, kind of more of a student grade lens. I do like the 1.8s, 1.7s, and 1.4s a little bit better. So if you've got an f2 and you like it, great. Maybe I've shot bad copies. But if you try the 1.7s and 1.8s, yeah, you get about a third stop faster. But I think it has that little extra kick to it. And usually they weren't that much more. You can find probably the 50 f2s for 20 to 30 bucks, and maybe the 1.7s and 1.8s for less than 50 bucks. The 1.4s are kind of creeping high, like maybe 100 to 150, depending upon which variant you get. I just have an SMC M at home. I don't have the A variant, but you know, whole bunch of different 50s you can try. I've got one or two more besides this one that I'm eventually going to shoot out and see how I like them and stuff like that. Let's keep going down the path. Let me see what else I can get. Okay, orthochromatic films are not red sensitive, so anything that is red should obviously be going dark because it's blocking all that stuff. I could be wrong. I might have reversed that. Could they be going light? We'll find out at the photos. But it doesn't affect any of the other colors. So normally a red filter would block red. Anything that is the same color would go black. Take that back, would go light. So orthochromatic film might also go light. But the opposing color green would go black. So you can see some kind of yellow green grass kind of starting to come up. That would have gone darker and the red barn would go lighter. Orthochromatic film, only red is affected, not the greens or any of the other colors. But it's a nice high contrast black and white, so I might get some cool stuff anyway, just because of the nice contrast that I've got going on. All right, let me keep going down the trail. Let me see what else I can get. All right, so I'm on shot 24. Hopefully I get my 24 shot. Maybe I'll get the bonus one at the end. Sometimes they do that. Most of film photography projects films are 24 exposure. I don't see too many of the 36s, but you know, that is what it is. That's okay. I don't mind 24 shots. Sometimes it takes me a while to get through rules of 36. Film photography project, as well as lomography and double film, are experimental films. So sometimes you can get consistency between, you know, the same stuff. This is some slow. I've shot slow before. I should expect similar results, but because they're more experimental, I actually might get something dramatically different. It may be a little bit more contrasty or a little bit more intense in that orthochromatic type effect. What is it? The Phoenix 1 by Harman. Very experimental. You can't get consistent results between different batches. Phoenix 2 is more stable, which is great, because now if I go buy a roll of Phoenix 2 and then 2 months from now I buy another roll of Phoenix 2, I should be very consistent. But that's the fun of shooting experimental stuff and expired stuff. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to get. All right, here's my last shot, at least I think so. And that was my last shot. I can't wind it anymore. So hopefully I get some cool shots at the end. I will post them at the end. Feel free to give a thumbs up if you like them. Feel free to comment on your experience with film photography or any of the super slow films. I've got some really slow stuff coming up. You just have to wait and see. I got to find some bright lenses, some other cameras to try it with, but some very, very slow stuff. Feel free to comment on your experience with film photography project, or even their slow film, or even the Pentax family of cameras. Feel free to share the episode if you like the results and want to show other people, or if you're a teacher, you're a student, show your friends, hey, check this film out, cool. Feel free to subscribe, as new episodes try to come out about every Friday and every Saturday, with new bonus episodes happening every now and then, maybe some oops episodes. If you're into general camera maintenance, especially digital cameras, I've done an episode how to clean your sticky grip if you've got some stickiness on some of the grips. Some Nikon film bodies and some Nikon digital bodies had that happen, even a few Minoltas, and more rare occasion Canon cameras got sticky grips. And I did an episode how to clean your camera sensor. So if you're a digital shooter, you can watch that episode on how to clean your camera sensor. All right, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next episode.
Okay, it looks like the FPP slow film that I was using, the negatives I got back were super dense. It was very dark, like 4 to 5 stops overexposed. So either I've got a problem with my meter, or I set my ISO dial wrong. Maybe I still had it set for 6 and it should have been 25. Whatever, but it was just very overexposed. I was able to get some images. They are posted at the end. Feel free to give them a thumbs up. You can deliberately do this if you want and get this super high contrast. I didn't do it deliberately, but I got some nice super high contrast stuff. Try to pull it back using Photoshop. I think I did okay, but not great. So make sure that when you do stuff like that, you double check your camera settings, double check everything, make sure you've got it the settings you want. Otherwise, thanks for watching. We'll see you next episode. This is a learning experience, so especially when using creative films like FPP, you get mixed results. That's okay. All right, thanks for watching.